Good evening. Oh boy, it's 7 o'clock. It's time for mental mind treatment with psychic impressions. I have a list here. And so, for those of you coming in and typing in, I'll get to you for sure. But in the meantime, we're going to work through everything. Just want to say it's been a beautiful day here where I live. Absolutely wonderful. And interestingly enough, we had some thieves around last night, and all our balconies had something moved. I went out to sit down this afternoon, and I went, "Why is this table here?" And then I realized that the cushions that go on the chairs while you sit out there weren't there. So, and a couple of other little things too, also gone. So I heard that they made the circuit of our apartment group, and it's one level, and we're all on the ground. So that was very interesting. It was like these things happen. You just have to roll with them. So I have to go out and buy a couple of things, I guess. Anyway, other than that, I'm going to start because it is already quite a long list, and that's not with other people coming in and adding, which is great. I'm here until we're done. My first person tonight is for a person I know for quite a while, and she emailed me during the week, and she's wanting a job to be off. I think the job may be already be offered, but she wants to be accepted. So we want a job offered and accepted. Now, I shouldn't give many numbers. No, I was going to pick them for her. And I really think that, anyway, this feels really good. I get 17, which is the star, 19, which is the sun, and 20, which is basically acceptance. So let me just go into the treatment. I know there is one power and one essence, and I know as I speak my word for Helene, that the obstacles that are in the way it's like big boulders I'm seeing being rolled away. And I would think within 2 weeks that there will be a job offered and accepted. I think because I look at 3 weeks and the vibration is totally, totally different. So I give thanks and knowing that for Helene, what her desire right now is, which is a job, and that she's accepted, then it will be. I really feel good about this. Yeah, that's just great. And of course, you will let me know how that works. My next one is for an ongoing person that I do and have been doing treatments for many weeks now. And I have heard that the treatments are showing up in her life in the sense that she is so different now from what she was. Perfect? Maybe not, but on the way for sure. So what was wanted for her was a continued growth and stability. And I get number 4, which is celebration, 16, which can be upset when something unexpected happens, and again 20, which is again acceptance. 4 is actually in this one. I'm thinking originally of a Laura card, but it's the Emperor, which is experience. So the more experience you have of things working, achieving, all things being really well and good, then it's easier and easier to move ahead. Even though when things happen, that's the key. When life doesn't always pan the way you want it, is that you can adjust, and then everything becomes in absolute wonderful ways of how it works and how it comes together. So let me go into the treatment for it. I know when I speak my word for Mango that the lovingness of the universe is there to support her, love her, and give a continued sense of growth and stability. So that no matter what happens and what goes on, she's aware of her inner strength, her inner knowingness. And to me, I find very often with Mango, she doesn't want to put her head up. She doesn't want to look ahead. Is that she can look ahead and feel confident that she can handle, cope, deal with what it is she wants and that it is there for her. So I give strength and I give thanks, and I give thanks as I release this thought, knowing that Mango is getting stronger and stronger and stronger and moving into the direction that she wants to be and do. Seems like it's a new job week for this year. A friend visited me yesterday, and anyway, it came down to, she said she wants a new job offered, and then, of course, for it to be accepted. And I was to pick the numbers. So I'm picking 20, 17, and 3. So we got the big acceptance symbol. We've got 17, which is balance. And we've got 3, which is love. So what begins to happen here is that when we accept that the correct and absolute proper job that is wanted, desired, is there for her, that it will show up. That is number 1 here, that the job will be showed up. So the job is there. Now the next step is in having it accepted, is keeping an even keel and knowing that the universe of love, which is number 3, is there supporting and showing the way. I feel like it's showing the way. There may be, you may apply for a job, but you're actually going to get another job from that applying. So you may not get the job you applied for, but there'll be another one. I feel really good about this. So, okay, in the treatment world, I know there is one power and one essence, and I know that the power and the essence that Trish is aware of is the breathing in and the realizing that everything is in its right place. And when that job manifests, even though it may not be the job you think you're going for, it will be perfect, and it's given with love and understanding and awareness. I give thanks for that knowingness as I release that by saying, I know there is one power, and I know there is one essence, and I know that you know as well. And I give thanks from this as I release this by saying, and so it is. Okay, another person on my list, Judy. Judy's asking for strength going forward. Ask me, pick numbers. I got 3, 6, and 12. Now 3 is knowing and remembering always that you're loved by the divine. Whatever name you call that love force. I don't mind what name it is, but that's what I call it, love force, or the divine, or the essence, or whatever. But she has 6 here in the middle, which can be confusing, because it's like can be confusing as to what's what and how. And sometimes a logical mind can't figure out how things are supposed to be working. So I want to move forward. I want to come and have things different. I want to feel more empowered. All those things I want are there. But it's like, how do we put that all together? It says here is the next number, 12. 12 is the pure essence of acceptance of what is. When we accept what is, there's something that occurs inside of us to figure out what we want to do with that. Sometimes we think this is how it is, and it isn't like that at all. So we clear it out. The key is to keep clear in your mind of the end result you want. Now, a lot of people get confused about that. But it's like we've got to know what we want. Not just saying, oh, God knows. I know people who do this. They say, oh, God knows what I want. Well, how? If you don't mentally think it and have power around thought. So one of the things here for Judy is for her to just stay, I want to say stay on the path, have that strength and that knowing you are loved for you. No matter what has gone on and what has happened and how you've reacted, you are loved for you, that essence of you. And it's trusting that and not getting caught up on how it should be or maybe or whatever. I just feel you can get confused. And just accept the divine is always working for your highest and best. And sometimes it doesn't look like that or feel like that, but it always is on our side, always working for our highest and best. Kind of waiting for us to wake up, basically. But what I see here is don't get confused. Don't go, oh, I don't know. Yes, you do know. You know what you want. So this is a lot about acceptance. So we're still working on an acceptance mode, but the love is there. And you give thanks for that every day when you wake up. Feel the love, however you feel it. If it's a flower, if it's a sky, or if it was something you heard on the TV or radio, give thanks and take it in and know, yeah, I have the support of the divine and I will be okay. I give my love and my sense and the power that is there by knowing the power is there all the time. We just have to breathe it in and let ourselves relax and be at one with that. And so I release this thought, knowing it is true, it is done. Judy has all the strength that she needs going forward, which is good. And the last person I have on my list before I start on the sidebar is Kayla's. She asked me to pick 3 numbers. I picked 17, 6, and 5, and here's the 6 showing up again. Interesting. What we're looking for is energy and passion for the new journey that she's on. I give thanks in knowing that she has balance, she has understanding, and even though sometimes there is confusion and uncertainty of direction and how everything is unfolding, the knowledge is always there. It's available. Now, knowledge can come in many ways. It can be something you read, something you hear, something that you feel, something that you are aware of. But the energy and the passion is there unless you get yourself sidetracked into the maybes or perhapses or whatevers. You know how the mind does that? So it says, use what you know. Use what you know. And allow yourself to balance that out as you move forward. Treatment says, let's see. I know there is one power in one essence, and I know Kayla knows all about how that works, the loving force of being. I also know that the energy that is required, which can come from her passion, as she moves on a new journey and experiences new and different things. I give thanks in knowing for her that her journey as it begins and moves forward requires balance. Not overdoing it, giving. It's like when you're relaxing, it's like soaking in a bathtub of love and not worrying about the ifs, ands, and buts somehow. Just know we're moving forward. It'll all be taken care of. And that is great and wonderful. And I give thanks in the knowing of this as I release this by saying, and so it is. Okay. Now I can come back here to everybody. Kayla at the time said, love and blessings to all. Rena changed her. I think later she said it was blocked or something. Karen B, good evening, Norma. Blessings and love to everyone. See, you got a support system here. Karen Lee says, hi, Norma. I would love a treatment for positive reinforcements on the changes. Oh, let me just hang on a minute. I got to make a note. I mean, I know what it is, but I want to make a note of it anyway. Because I like the way you put it. Positive reinforcement. I can't spell. Reinforcement on the changes that you're working on. I just love the sound of that. She's working on. And we've got 5, 17, 22. Five can sometimes be a little bit confusing. 6 is the lovers, but 5 is where somebody like myself who does teaches. It's the hierophant, it's the knowledge, it's the awareness, but it can be confusing sometimes. But what I like here with the 17, it's the recognition of your own power and how you can balance your own power as you move forward with faith. So what we're really looking here is faith, balance, and realizing the information is there. So let's see. I know there is one power and one essence, and I know as I speak my word for Karen Lee, that the divine essence, as I sometimes call it, is right there with you. It's about allowing and feeling the love of the vibration of the everlasting love that's everywhere by letting it in and recognizing we can balance that in our lives so it strengthens the inner core. And when it strengthens the inner core, we can step out in faith, in understanding, and in awareness because we know. We know. It's the knowingness very often I was going to say the trick. It is the kind of the final thing that puts it all together is to know that you know. Know that you know that there's balance, there's knowledge, and that you have faith to have positive reinforcement that you need because you have a goal to work towards, which makes it important. You need that goal there. That's my goal. Every minute of every day, when you separate from that goal, you bring yourself back. It's like if you ever been on a sailboat, you have that. Oh God, what do you call that thing in the back with the handle and the rudder? Sorry, rudders you which direction, and it brings you back on track. But it's the faith element of knowing you're doing and working, and it's going in the right direction. For that, I give thanks by saying, and so it is as I release it into that beautiful, loving light that is there, and so it is. Leroy, hi. What do we got here for Leroy? A job needed for my husband, Ski. So we need a job for Ski. A job he likes, a job that is financially secure, a job in which he is supported by management, which is 20. Okay, 4. There's the problem, 4. Okay. Sometimes doing a treatment for him, in a way we're getting, I don't know that I don't suppose he picked the numbers, but 20 is this acceptance of the divine in action, of the miracles, of all the energy that is there. But 4 says, I don't know whether I trust that. I don't know whether I can trust that miracles happen or the right job that I'm wanting here will come to me. So that's doubt. And when we have doubt, we don't receive. And yet with the number 3 sitting here, it says the love is all around. My sense would be to say, just relax. Quit being in your head. Begin to take a look at all the good things that have happened in your life, even if there's only 5. Count 5 things that has really been good for you in your life. And if you can't count 5, count 3. And if you can't find 3, find 1. Find something that you really liked and remember how it felt. Because we've got to shake the vibration from doubt and questioning into love and acceptance. And we can do that often by remembering back and then bringing how that felt into the present. Into the present. I know for you, Ski, there is one power in one love. I know for you that if you let go the misbelief, the disbelief, maybe some cynicism in there, if you let it go, pack it up, write it all down, put it in a little package somewhere. Even I would burn it, but not everyone wants to do that. But put it away somewhere. Bury it in the garden or bury it somewhere. So it does not apply to me. What applies to me is accepting the lovingness that the universe will give me exactly what I want, which is a job that is financially secure, a job which is supported by the management, like you're feeling supported, so that everything is there for you. I give thanks in the knowingness that Ski is supported by the divine. He just has to allow it in. He has to trust that it will be there and exactly how he wants it to be, and that he can work with that and create it. But he's got to do something about that doubtingness. You know, he's got to pack it away somewhere so it doesn't influence the bringing the wonder to him. I give thanks as I release that by saying, and so it is. And so it is, definitely. Okay. Hi. Evening. You helped me out of my own way for getting a new job. Thank you. I like to hear that, especially as we got 2 tonight working for that, maybe 3. We got 3 already tonight working for new jobs. I'd like a treatment for letting go. I need to purge stuff, lighten my life, and it's major struggle. She says, I got off here, and you got the numbers here for me. Hang on a minute. And what have we got? 3, 5, and 7. Oh, first 7. Okay, so we've got the Empress love. 5, which is the Hierophant, knowledge. 7 is the letting go of the past. That's what you want. Okay, that's good. First of all, is the remembering what you've learned, because I know you've learned this, that love is everywhere, whatever you call it. Divine essence. I like the term divine essence myself, but however you want to call that love essence is everywhere and is there for you. Couple that now with the knowledge you have about what you're wanting to do, what you need, what you can let go of, what is necessary and what isn't. And you can unhook yourself from all the unnecessary things. So then it's easy to let them go so that you can begin on your new path. You can begin in the new way of the direction that you're heading and where you're going and what you're doing. I tell you, it's like 200 pounds just left my shoulders thinking that. It's like I was freed to be glorious. I was free to be this loving divine being and practicing what I know is truth. I give thanks in the knowing of this. I give thanks in knowing that Rena will come into her own in such a glorious way that it will be, I want to say stupendous. I can hardly pronounce the word. So as we're moving in, I love it that it's 7 right there, because you let go of the old, you move forward into the unknown, basically, because it's new creation. It's new essence. It's new everything. I give thanks in the knowing of this as I release this, knowing it is true. There will be a releasing and a letting go as you move forward. And I give thanks by saying, and so it is. Okay, I'm going to turn my page of my book. And we have Ashika again. Hi, sweetie. How are you doing? Let's have a look at your numbers first. 7, 19, and 21. Wow, what a change is happening. Treatment for your lower back pain, and when do you see this flare settling down? Thank you so much. Back pain. No, I've had that a lot in my life, one way or accident. I was a jock. I had many falls as a child and a teenager. So, yeah, I've done a lot of that stuff. I understand it. Okay, let's see what you've given me in number-wise here is the willingness to let go. And you've got 2 major numbers of that, both 7 and 19. The willingness. And this is your big key because you're willing to let it go. 21. Hang on, I'm going to think about 21. I think is the 20, 21, 22 is the world balance. So we got the sun and we got the chariot. Time is your friend here. Time. 7 is letting go of the past, moving forward. 19 is letting go of the past and transitioning into a new vibration. And 21 is balancing everything before you move into the 22, which is faith. So I'm going to do a treatment regarding the back pain and regarding you letting go of those worries and concerns. The back has a lot to do with worry. When we worry about this, that, or the other. And sometimes the nickiest little thing is like, it will, those of us with back issues per se will all of a sudden be like, oh. And they really is just saying, get your thinking clear. Be clear. Let go the worry. Let go the concern. Don't try and see what happens as us humans is we want it to be the way we want it. But often that is not our highest and best. Often the universe is going, what is this person doing? And I know because I've had to do the path. And I know we get stubborn. We want it our way. Or we think, why is this back doing this? Well, what are you caught on in your head? What are you held up on? What isn't free flowing? Because when it's free flowing, then it's easier to balance it, to work with it and create. But you're definitely on the cusp of incredible change where you can rebalance your world, your back, and anything else that's going on. So let's do a treatment for that. I know in the one power and the one essence that as we move forward, and Ashika is definitely moving forward, as we let go of old fears, old worries, old essences, and move into the wonderful splendor of recognizing our power and where we're heading, and then how newness is good and brings more growth, we come into a balance of understanding that we can say bye-bye to those things that really don't please us anymore. That we can let go of the strain. And if we feel the strain, we give it love. We can find a color that we really, really, really like, and we can just pour it into that area of the body to have it relax into it. And if that love brings a love, if that color, whatever it is, always has love in it, but the love really move into the cells and allow it to become all super, super duper. I give thanks in knowing that Akisha is getting stronger, more easier. Even my body wants to move. And there we are. And so I give thanks by releasing this and just saying, and so it is. Amen. Karen Bani, please, may I have a treatment for both my hands? Karen B. Hands. Okay, so listen to this. Could you please choose the best numbers? Thank you. Well, I'm drawn to number 2, and again 10 and 12. Number 2 is the High Priestess, which has choice. So this is choice, we'll say. 10 is the Wheel of Fortune, which is change. And 12 is the acceptance. Now, you don't say exactly what's wrong with the hands, but you've got a choice here. You've got a choice of what you're choosing to do with your hands. And there is change around you. So the choice and the change go together. And what we move and want to concentrate on is the hangman, the acceptance of what is. Whatever's going on needs to be accepted and do what you need to do because it's got change involved in it. Both choice, you have to make a decision. 10 shows something has to be let go and move forward, or change of some kind. Something has to be done differently. And then the acceptance of that. So let's have a look at the treatment form. I know there is one power, and as I speak my word for Karen B, I know that it's not always easy to make a choice, even when it stares you in the face. But sometimes we have to. We have to decide A or B the direction or not the direction, and create the changes that are necessary. And because it has to do with hands, to me, it's signifying that you have to be hands on. It's not something you can sit back and allow it to unfold as something you've got to be involved in because it needs hands on. And then with the changes that created is the acceptance of it. What is the end of the end result of what we're doing, how it works, what we want, how does we achieve with it, all those things. So I know because the love light is always working. There is divinity in everything. And so it's about choosing to make change. It's like having your hands on to make changes that you can accept or is how you want it, I guess. I give thanks in the knowingness that Karen B's hands will have her be aware of her choice and what needs to be done so that she can accept the changes that are necessary in this next while. I give thanks as I release this thought, knowing it is true and it is done and it is one. And so it is, so it is, so it is. Karen Lee says, thanks, Norma. Karen Merkus says, did you see me? Mine? No, I did not. So hang on, let me run back there. I did. Oh, here you are. Sorry, Karen. I'm so glad when I overlook you that you draw my attention back. Karen, oh, happy birthday. Another one in July. 13, 17, and 14. So what do you want to know? Tomorrow is my birthday. Well, one of the things I liked about this is that the number 13 is the death symbol. A lot of people don't like the death symbol, but to me, it's change. It's leaving behind the old and going through that funny time period before we're established in the new. But 17 says you have the power and knowledge and awareness to do that. And 14 says when you've completed this change, there is balance and there is awareness as you move forward. We know that in a year now we've had you moving forward into new things. But I like the 13 here because the death represents the letting go of the old. When you think of the symbolism in the deck that I use, we're reduced to the bare bones of who we are. In other words, we come right down to a basic philosophy. And we're moving forward. We're leaving the chaos behind. And we're moving forward. And 17 says we can balance that. And then 14, another balance card, says, yeah, you're free. You've got the awareness. You've got the knowledge to work with it as you keep on moving forward. You cannot stop. Whatever it is, you cannot just stop and breathe and say, oh, I'm glad that's over. No. Whatever this is, you're moving forward. And it's nice, but it shouldn't be difficult at all. It should be awareness of how you're moving and where it's going and what it's bringing to you. I give thanks for that. I really do. Because I know the power that is there. So sometimes I combine everything at one. But I'll just give a treatment. Knowing that the power is with Karen. Knowing that her journey, and even if she thinks it's done, no, it's not done. She is now evolving into a new phase of growth and progress. So whenever we do that, we have to let go of old things. We have to move beyond where we were as we go forward. And that brings this understanding and light and bright and movement. I give thanks in the knowing that Karen is moving forward and everything is unfolding exactly as it needs to and should. And so I say thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Amen. Okay, let me get back down to where I was. Here we are. Where is it? Oh, and it says, and so it is. Thanks, Norma. Blessings to you and all, which is good. Okay, Magic with Moonlight says, hey everyone. Well, I'm not familiar with that name. If you've been before, I just forgot it because it's not something I'm real feeling. And then Karen Merker says, thank you, so accurate. And that looks like we've got them all for tonight. And that's right. Look at that. We're running pretty well on time and we were pretty quick in going. I want to thank you all. I want to thank you all for everything. And Karen says, thank you. I just want to say, some of you knew this. I was going to be doing my channeling a guide for people, which we did on Saturday, except I goofed up 007s and had to apologize, which was part of my Sunday talk, Sunday thought talk, because I had to apologize, and I was a little bit apologizing the last little bit. But at the same point, I was very happy with the channeling, and I'm looking forward. So a couple of other people sort of missed, like 007 did, and I'm waiting for him to get back to me because he hasn't got back to me yet. But good messages, nice messages, wonderful. It was a new guide. I have to tell you, those of you that know about guides, we were doing this Saturday. About Wednesday, this person came in and told me who he was and said, I'm going to work, might have been Thursday even, I'm going to work with you to do the channeling. And his energy was so nice. And I had spent the whole day feeling absolutely wonderful. So there was I had a very good benefit from it. So we'll be doing that again for sure. But yeah, it was really, really something. And I'm glad I did it because I got a benefit from it. And everyone who did come on board, and somewhere along the line, 007 will get his done. I don't know where he's disappeared to. Anyway, this is hard. And so we will, I wanted to end on that note that when you have that love force inside and you feel the peace and the harmony, and you know, why would you get upset about anything? Because you know, no matter what, it all works out. I'm so grateful that you guys support me week after week. I'm so grateful that you're there because it reminds me. And yes, this is Monday, and Wednesday I will have a talk on something, and then Sunday, of course, a little talk. It was so funny because I had to apologize to 007 because it ended up an email I thought I had sent him, I didn't send. So he didn't have a time. And I felt very bad about that. Then you see another part of me knows that everything is in its right place. Everything is in its right place. So I wish you well, and thank you, Karen B, because I'm very grateful for you guys because you give me something to look forward to during the week, especially Monday nights. And I get to use my talents because sometimes just talking, it's like, yeah, bringing the information out. But this, I just love. So no matter what, Monday nights is my joy. So thank you guys, and you have a good week. And remember, Wednesday, I'll be having some talk on something. We'll see. It'll come out. Lots of love. Thank you so much. Bye for now.